You're listening to the 700th episode of DC On Screen. This is a feedback Q&A episode where we'll be featuring many of you who have written in the past few weeks. I hope you stay with us and celebrate this kind of a big deal number. We'll be right back. Welcome into DC On Screen, the podcast bringing you news and reviews of the DC Comics multiverse on film and television since 2015. I'm David C. Robertson, and this is my best pal, Jason Goss.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, man?
Good.
What's a crack-a-lackin', as the squares say?
All right, we're doing the something episode in September, which is the 9th month, because some fuckers got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
A couple thousand years ago. How you doing?
Aw, thanks for asking, man. I'm all right. I wasn't sure I was going to make it through yesterday. As you know, I'm a rabid caffeine drinker.
Of course.
And yesterday I went too far. In the course of about 90 minutes, I had a diet soda, chased it with a big frosted coffee, and then immediately chased that coffee with another diet soda. I think I had a moment where I felt the caffeine overtake my anxiety medication. I was like, oh, I kind of feel weird. Oh, God.
Those are called palpitations. That's a real
anxious.
thing. I've been there.
I was just jittering all over the place, anxious as hell.
Yeah. Ye old caffeine-induced anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, literally, caffeine will nullify my anxiety meds. But
Quite literally, yes.
As I'm drinking a diet soda.
I was going to say, I assume that's caffeine.
Yeah, that's definitely caffeine going into my system right now.
Beautiful.
Oh, man. So I think we have an interesting show. Hopefully. Not a lot of news going on with the strikes. But it is our 700th episode. We did have a bunch of feedback from last week that we didn't get to. We asked for more last week. This is our big 700th feedback and Q&A. And that's a terrible name. Couldn't think of another one.
There you go.
I did it. I did it. So our first question comes from one of our patrons.
It's that blankly labeled because you're fucking tired.
I mean, why sugarcoat it, man? Why sugarcoat it? You know? Like, it is what it is. That terrible phrase I hate. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't love it either, but I find myself using it.
Yeah. It's one of those
We'll workshop
phrases.
the title after the fact, I think. That's probably a good time to do it.
Maybe.
Yeah. It'll be perfect after we hit send on this.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to rename it. James Gunn's Purple Titty. Mm-hmm. Just get those clicks.
Second purple.
How many nipples does he have? Thank you, Witchfinder Pulsifer.
At least 3.
Agent Shadwell, thank you. Our first question comes from one of our patrons, patreon.com/DC On Screen to join their hallowed ranks. Giuseppe Vicaretti says, wow, 700 episodes. You guys have done some pretty awesome episodes, and I cannot wait for more. My question for you is a real thinker. Is water wet, or is it dry and only makes what it comes in contact with wet? I think I know this one.
I love it in a way. What you got?
Well, water is a liquid. So liquid isn't wet. It's just a liquid.
It's only called that.
You can only become wet if you were once dry. Liquid could never be dry.
I like the transitive version of this question and answer. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right? Does that make sense?
I mean, I was going to go on more of a molecular basis. Like, it can't make you wet because it can't actually touch you. Like anything, like nothing actually does. There's going to be air between you and the water, no matter how you do it.
Yeah, tell that to Rogue and Gambit.
But at the same time, tell that to my nary areas when I jump in the pool. Too early in the summer.
Yeah.
Or too late.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna.
That shit feels cold to me.
I think I'm gonna stick with my answer. I don't think you can become wet if you were never dry.
Also good.
If you were liquid, you cannot be wet.
That's so good. It makes you wonder, though, too, if are baths even worth it, frankly, with all the soap. Does the water ever get there?
I mean, probably. Really, I just like my answer because it's kind of like a big F you to Perry White in Batman v Superman.
Oh, of course.
Because I hate that. I hate that joke.
They could have done so much better with that moment. Absolutely.
They could have done so much better with that moment. And then like all of like, and look, man, I like BVS is my favorite superhero movie. It really is. The Ultimate Edition is my favorite superhero movie. I hate that line. I hate that line. I hate that line. And like it bugs the shit out of me to see Snyder fans who keep saying in other news, what or what. I'm like, dude, shut up. It's just like I'm so sick of seeing the Snyder fans being like, whatever it was, we will use the old ways from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm like, y'all, it's so old and tired. Just move on. Just stop saying that stupid line.
Yeah,
it was a fine line in Justice League, but stop acting like we're calling forth the soldiers or whatever.
the para army.
Yeah.
Although I did find myself the other day.
Call to actions.
Yeah, I was going to order some groceries. Couldn't make it work. Decided to go down the street instead. And so help me if my brain didn't say to me, we shall use the old way.
Yeah, I just see it on Twitter a whole lot.
I know.
And every time anybody says anything, anyone who isn't Zack Snyder says anything, they're like, we shall use the old ways. You've been saying that for years now. Shut up.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, that was a little rant, huh? And appropriately, I forgot that this one was here. David Wang says, will you guys do a Zack Snyder's Justice League commentary 2-parter? Definitely not for this one.
I mean, not here.
Not here, no, but maybe, yeah, probably someday. We did do a commentary for Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League. And we do have reviews of all those as well, and we have a review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. But yeah,
I can't see why it wouldn't be fun to do it. Yeah, I'm open for it.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be like a 4-hour episode, but sure,
it would. Not that we haven't done that.
Yeah,
somewhere in the history of 700 episodes is 4 hours.
Somewhere maybe. Donny Hollingsworth writes in and says, "Hey guys, love the show. Keep up the great work." Thank you, Donny. Thank you, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Lanza says, "Love the show, as you already know, and your voice does not put me to sleep." A few episodes ago, I made a joke about one of our listeners said that my voice was very calming and soothing or something, and I said, that's the nicest way anyone's ever said that my voice puts them to sleep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So thank you, Lou. I'm glad I'm not putting you to sleep. Denton Trotter says, "Just found your podcast and started listening to it. Really brings me back to the younger days when we used to have conversations about classic comics. Thank you." Man, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that when we set out doing the show, we wanted to like have that feeling of talking to your friends, just a normal conversation about comics.
Yeah. Effectively what we were up to the entire time anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we were literally just doing it in our kitchen for a long time without like microphones. So
yeah, I like the idea though that it could. I do love the idea that anybody could write in at any given time. It's an open conversation. Like there's no gatekeeping here on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's welcome to that kitchen.
We might cuss you out, but
I also no longer own that kitchen. But we're all still welcome there in theory.
Yeah. If you start bringing some hate up in here. Andre Sparks says, "Hey guys, congratulations on your 700th episode. I have only been listening for about 2 years now, but I have enjoyed every minute listening to you guys." Thank you, man.
Thank you.
He says, "Here's my question for you both. If you could pick 2 heroes who have never been on screen together, live action, movie, who would it be?" He says, "Mine would be Green Arrow and Green Lantern. I loved when they met in the animated movie. Keep up the great work." Man, I don't know how to answer that question. I really don't. Because I want to see so many things.
It is rough. It is hard. First thought was Blue and Gold.
Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Yeah. Which I suspect we'll be getting soon-ish. My first thought was Guy Gardner and Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. I do that too.
I mean, how do you not do that? Like, I feel like James Gunn is going to do that. He's going to have Batman punch Guy Gardner in the face.
God damn, he's got to. Also, second thought was Scott Free and Big Barda.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Would love to see what they've done there with Tom King's influence, obviously, on that.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, Tom King's Mr. Miracle. If you haven't checked that out. Yeah. Also, you know what? We've never seen in live action Batman and Tim Drake. Like Batman and Robin.
True.
Proper.
True. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Batman and Nightwing.
Really not a lot of proper Nightwings going about. I mean, nothing in movie form.
Yeah, we kind of saw it in Titans. A little, kind of.
Nothing really in the movie area.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. Chris Balga of Marvel Alliance and World's Finest True Believers says, "Hey, Dave and Jason.
Hey,
man. Congratulations on 700 episodes. I am not sure I have ever shared this with either of you, but DC on Screen was one of the first podcasts I ever listened to. DC Squadcast and WTF with Mark Maron were the other two. We're not in bad company."
That's fantastic company. Also, bizarre.
Yes. Bizarre.
Just strange.
He says, "You both have always provided a great mix of analysis and humor to each episode, which I have always appreciated and look forward to every time you drop a new show." Thanks. That's really nice.
Very much. Thank you.
Here are a few questions I have. One.
When are you stopping?
Yeah, my God.
When will this shit end?
One. What are some of your favorite moments from doing the show? Let's answer that one first, because these look like they're getting a little deep.
All right. Easily the funniest thing I've ever heard is Cowboy Batman.
Yeah. That was from our DC Movies That Never Happened Part 3.
Yep.
And that was maybe the hardest I've heard you laugh.
I almost died.
Yeah.
You sat there and told me that Adam West's Batman, I think Adam West's pitch of it was that he would eventually become a rancher in Wyoming or Montana. I can't remember.
Yep.
And
something like that.
That was the natural progression of the show somehow.
Yeah, like Batman had retired and become a rancher, and Robin was an orderly at a hospital or something. Yeah, it was real weird, and it got weirder because then there were space aliens, and like Adam West had several pitches, and they were all horrendously bad. But I would probably give my left nut to see any of them.
Absolutely.
See, yeah, I think that's probably my favorite moment from doing the show. Honestly, like other than just like the sentimental stuff, like getting to do a show with you, or having new friends from this show.
Yeah,
over the years, that's
been wildly important.
Yeah, like as far as just like the favorite moment from doing the show, like yeah, actually, you know what? Like what was that bit in the? They're all early on, and for some reason I remember the early stuff really well in some cases. When we were in Man of Steel, when you were like, I was complaining that people were in the middle of an alien invasion, were at IHOP.
Oh, no, this has become relevant again. Because I think I said that, like, you were like, oh, people just showed up the next day. Like, there was nothing going on. Like, they were just going to go eat breakfast. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think, for all I know, the first thing I would think when I saw an alien, for real, and is, fuck, I want a pancake. Which
turned out to be true.
Turns out to be true, because
like, nothing happened when we found out aliens were real.
We just kind of know that aliens are real now, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Everyone just went back to fucking IHOP the next day.
Yeah.
I was like, prescient about that.
And, like, in my head, I was thinking about, when back in those days, I was like, man, on the Man of Steel, I wanted more of, like, there was comic series that I think was called Genesis, and there's an alien invasion, and religious leaders had like their flock blowing their own brains out, and because they couldn't deal with it, and like that was kind of what I was like. I wanted Zack to go darker, honestly, in a lot of ways, and because I was like, look, the Earth is coming to terms with the fact that there are aliens, and we are being invaded, and that might make them question everything they've ever believed. And it turns out in the real world, nothing happened.
No. In the real world, if there was an actual alien invasion, apparently, if you were insulated enough from the actual like battlefront, you would just be like, well, we still have to sell car insurance. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna be at work tomorrow. Maybe a little bit late. 9 sound good?
It's like everyone collectively did that bit from The Simpsons where Homer comes out and when Homer got the crayon removed from his brain and became super smart, and he comes out and he goes, Flanders, so I was trying to do this, but I accidentally proved that there's no God. And Flanders takes the paper and looks at it and goes, oh, wait a minute, no, that checks out.
Oh, that checks.
Well, can't let this get out.
See that.
And he just sets it on fire and throws it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
Like, can't let this get out. Like, we all collectively did that about aliens as a society. Just like, nope. Anyway.
Yeah, that's neat. Well, so we got real shit going on.
Yeah. And what's funny is
Did aliens care about my power bill? No? Okay. Well, I don't care then.
What's hilarious though is like with that when the Congress stuff happened, first Project Tic Tac, that video came out when they declassified all that shit a couple years ago in the middle of the pandemic, but when these congressional hearings happened, I was actually proud because I saw so many of my Christian friends and family suddenly going like, nothing the Bible says that he couldn't have created aliens, and just moved on. I was like, I've been fighting with you guys for years about this,
but we're hearing okay, all right. Let's go back a few chapters. So he killed all of us here on this rock, but he just left. Okay.
Y'all just moved that goalpost. Okay, cool.
We got smoked AF. But okay, yep, gotcha. They were good.
What do you want us to do, man? They got video of it.
They were good.
Okay. All right, Chris. Chris Balga has number 2. If each of you were given the power to make one change or green light a project at DC Studios, what would it be and why? You know the answer to that, Chris.
Snyder League 2.
What? Snaggly Tooth.
Snyder League 2.
Oh, no. It's like just so Zack would be able to finish his shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Justice League 2 and 3. No, I want Justice League 2, 3, and the Flashpoint movie that properly resets everything, and then I can move on with the reboot. I don't need a Ben Affleck solo film. I don't need a Ben Affleck solo trilogy. Everybody get pissed at me. We could have had this. No, suck a dick. Just finish your shit, Zack, and let's move on with our damn day. That's what I want. But
I do want to see the finish of that. If I could just pull the trigger on something. Animated deceased. Tom Taylor's deceased. The entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Give me like 5 movies of that. Animated. Definitely animated. Not live action. Fuck all that.
I understand.
Just make the book a thing.
You know what? I would want to do, really, for real, is I want to make I do want to do Justice Snyderverse, but I really do just want to make very, very artsy DC Pixar films. It's like, kind of do away with the live action stuff and just be like, why are we doing this? Why are we trying so hard with this? Let's make really cool animated films.
Do you want like the cutesy, you're going to cry if you watch this kind of film thing? Or
I mean, I want it to be as emotionally impactful as any like Spider-Verse or TMNT Mutant Mayhem or, any
all of the above. I'm
Pixar movie, Toy Story. Like, those are solid films. They work for kids. They work for adults. They're, very dark in some ways. Like, yeah. I mean, I would probably go a little darker than your standard Pixar.
Batman Lego did a pretty good jump into that category.
Yeah. But, I think that's
I certainly had some feels watching it.
Number 3. If you could go back in time and watch a DC movie or show for the first time, what would it be? I'm not sure what you mean. Because
I'm sure I do, I think, but
would I be erasing the memory of the first time I watched it just so I could watch it again for the first time?
No. Just if you got to feel that excitement of having watched something that like you were truly interested in. I'm going to go with both Watchmen is my answer. The actual movie and the HBO show.
Okay. I think maybe I would go I think maybe I would go back in time, and if I could experience the feelings again, I would go back and watch Batman 89.
Oh, fair. Yeah. That's a deep cut for you though. That was
the first.
Yeah. That was a
Seminal
tentpole of a memory for you. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could feel the same way I did when I was 6, the first time I watched it, that's what I want. That sounds really sad.
No. I almost need a second to process how pure that sounds. I kind of love it.
All right, Chris. Yeah, Chris has a number 4 here. What is the most ridiculous /funny thing that has occurred in 700 episodes?
Bat wieners.
You think bat wieners and flipper hands?
Possibly. I think possibly the most ridiculous thing that I've ever conceived is the idea that the yellow underwear was there to distract someone so that they looked at the penis rather than the fist coming at you.
I think I've got different versions of this. Like, I think at the heyday of Batman v Superman's production, when every rumor mill in the world was churning out bullshit, and when they were talking about flipper hands, General Zod had flipper hands. By the way, that's on the episode where we report that. I literally did find a great shot of Zod from Man of Steel, and I cut his arms out in Photoshop and replaced them with whale fins.
It was beautiful,
and it looks fantastic. It's still on the website.
Yeah. I was very proud.
And if you just wondered upon it, you would be like, "What in the shit is that?
The absolute fuck are they doing here?"
You know what? Maybe I'll make that the cover art for 700 as well.
You just run across that in general and think, well, and burn it down. Cool.
Yeah. Check the show art. That'll be an easy one for me. I'll just go and find that one. I think 700 over it. Yeah, I think as far as us though, funny and ridiculous thing, I think the first thing that comes to mind is we had back when we were doing individual reviews for every episode of DC TV. We did it
ridiculous all by itself.
We did 4 or 5 episodes, and then we lost the file. It got corrupted. We didn't have the data
4
anymore.
hours of recording just gone.
4 hours of recording, and I had to be at work, so we re-recorded them. We re-recorded them, but we did all we remembered was our basic ideas of what we didn't like on the show, and we remembered our jokes. And we did
5-minute episodes of what we could remember as the stuff that we thought was good.
Yeah, it was just 5 minutes of us talking very fast and cracking our punchlines and moving on.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I haven't listened to those in forever, but
it really was like a vaudeville. You can kind of see that little stick with a hook coming over on the side of the stage thing. Version of our show.
It was bad. Or maybe the best we've ever been. I don't know.
Dance to get off stage.
Number 5. Who is your favorite DC writer / artist, creative team, and what is your favorite story done by them? How am I supposed to answer that?
That's rough. I'm coming from a contemporary place on that one, but still, Snyder, Capullo, and the entire metal storyline.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's what I'm going to go with, today.
Yeah.
If you ask me tomorrow, maybe something else, but
I could see going Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo with whatever they've done at any point.
Team, honestly.
I really liked Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale together. They did Long Halloween and Dark Victory.
All good.
I liked Miller and Mazzucchelli from year one. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too hard. It's too sexy. There's too much. It is super, super hard for me to come up with that. Like,
I'm going to bring up like Lin Wayne, and you're going to go, oh shit, I forgot about
Yeah, maybe I should just go Paul. Oh, you know what? Paul Dini, Alex Ross.
That's actually a great fucking combo.
Paul Dini, Alex Ross.
Dini Ross, yeah, that's some gorgeous stuff. You have to resize yourselves to own their things, but because dear God, it's gorgeous, but it's like 3 by 2 feet.
Mm-hmm. Or Mark Waid, Alex Ross. We can go with that too.
Mm-hmm. 7 by 6 feet.
Chris says, thank you both for bringing all of the DC news to me and for being an inspiration to me as a fellow podcaster. I will continue to keep some DC on my screen. Your friend in time, Chris Balga. Thank you so much, man.
Yep. I appreciate
Chris is a good man.
He is.
David Fatta says, I have recently discovered your podcast, DC on Screen, and I am enjoying it very much so far. I am an older fan, growing up in the Silver Age of comics. I am especially interested in characters that were revived in the Silver Age. Were revived in the Silver Age, like the Flash and the Green Lantern. Dude, like that was one of the best things about the early 2000s when Jeff Johns kind of came in and was like, let's bring back Barry Allen, let's bring back Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
And because when I got into comics, like I had read old Silver Age stuff that my dad had that was Hal Jordan and was Barry Allen, but like my knowledge of Barry Allen was he sacrificed himself during Crisis. Like growing up, my Green Lantern was
Kyle he was Rayner. Dead.
Yeah, Kyle Rayner was my guy.
Yeah.
For Green Lantern. Wally West was my guy for the Flash. Like Hal Jordan was, he had become a villain, and I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved that, like this, like great heroic '60s and '70s and '80s guy had like wound up, letting that fear in and becoming, a super villain, killed a bunch of people.
A thing of beauty.
At the same time, I dug, his redemption arc. I dug Barry being able to come back, and I felt like I got to get to know those characters on a deeper level, but in the modern age, and I really loved that. So, yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it, David. That's basically what I'm coming down to.
Oh, absolutely. I also just love the cyclical nature of this kind of thing. I mean, whoever it is that you're mourning at any given time, just give it time.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness Rider comes around, likes the character, and he's back.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. I think it was 2.
I just read a major character death. Oh, it's from like a year and a half ago. But major character death. He'll be back in like a few episodes. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Robot Chicken DC Special number 2, where they're having a funeral for Green Arrow.
Yeah, I remember that.
And everyone's mourning, and Batman gets up and he's like, what are we even doing here? Like, why are we acting like this is a big deal? Like, every time anyone dies, they come back in a few months. Like, it doesn't even take, like, more than a year. I mean, how many of you have died and come back just this year? And a bunch of people in the audience starts raising their hands, and then in the back of Green Arrow's funeral is Green Arrow raising his hand.
His own hand, yeah. It's a beautiful joke. Well fucking played.
Oh, our buddy Brentak Prime of Marvel Alliance says, I just want to give a congratulations. Incredible what you two have done.
Talked for this long.
Yeah.
Managed to include some basic electronics along the way.
Uh-huh. I was going to say, like, what the hell have we done? We talked a lot.
We chatted and bothered other people with it.
No, I think what he means.
Us.
I think what he means is we have managed to alienate every splinter of every faction.
In the DC
fan base.
That's actually more important. That took time, real effort.
It did.
We put up a couple of dream boards. How we might do such a thing so that we could piss off every single portion of it. God damn it, we got to every last corner of that.
Like, we love Zack Snyder, but we question him.
Yeah. That was a huge portion of the board covered right there.
Yep, that was a huge portion. And then it was like, just we enjoy dark versions of things, so the Adam West group is pissed. Mm-hmm. We enjoy light versions of things, so the Snyder fans are pissed.
A lot of questions about Christopher Nolan's films, and that's all junk right there.
Yeah. People will write you off just for saying you don't care for that on the Twitter. Mm-hmm. Sorry, X.
To go back, one of our finer moments. Talking for twice the length of the film about how much we fucking hated Dark Knight Rises.
I don't know. One of our first episodes we were talking about, I don't even think it was our Man of Steel review, for God's sake, but we talked for 20 minutes about the color grading of Man of Steel. It was like our first or second episode.
Oh. An auspicious start.
Uh-huh. Andre Sparks sends us one.
Surprised anyone's fucking here right now, including us sometimes.
Andre Sparks wants to know, what did we think of Justice League X RWBY Part 1? He says, I thought it was interesting to do a multiverse story. I had zero idea who the anime characters were, but I found the story interesting. Hope you guys get caught up on the animated movies. We're working on it, but I didn't see Justice League RWBY thing.
I did not, no.
I wouldn't have known who the anime characters were either.
Yeah, way behind on all that.
I'd have been like, what is it? Do I have to watch like a whole show or something? I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Hell.
I would need Cliff Notes for that part, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Amy Henry writes in and says, if you had to be any animal, which would it be?
Dog? One of my dogs in particular?
Oh, weird. So you would want to... Wait, so if you were one of your dogs...
Yeah.
Would there be a human version of you that you had to deal with?
I assume we swap. And that in this event, Penny would take me on car rides as well.
Uh-huh. So would it just be like you as your dog watching human you, which would be Penny, in Jason's body, rip up something, and then you're barking, and she doesn't understand that you're just going, oi!
Yeah, no. It's actually more bizarre than that. I assume that she gains sentience and I lose it. So I basically just sit around all day, lightly licking my thighs and scratching things I shouldn't be scratching, like the back of the couch or something. And then Penny, of course, is just watching shows on Netflix and wondering if maybe I would just kind of stop that shit for a second and come cuddle. Which, of course, I eventually do.
Yeah, of course.
And then we watch, Brave and the Bold or something.
I want to be a tardigrade.
The tiniest.
The tiniest.
You want to go straight tiny. Okay.
Here's the thing. Like my weight issues mean that I want to be the tiniest thing ever, but they still look fat if you look at them up close.
I mean, they look like they gorge, but they're also the tiniest thing ever.
No, I just want to be a tardigrade because I feel like I would gain some kind of new perspective of the universe. Like,
you'd have the least ever.
Or the least ever.
In terms
or
of
the most ever. You don't know.
It would be, your world would be so small that the idea of the existence beyond it would be unnecessary.
Well, I mean, isn't that what we are now?
It is, and yet we're haunted by the idea that we know. It's fucking terrible. We should stop.
I don't know. I kind of want to know what, like, the Invincible is like, Like, I want to be a water bear, man.
Not a bad call.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would, if I was that, it would at least be, like, such a radically different existence or a radically similar existence, and I don't know which, that I could get along with it.
I also wouldn't mind blue whale, just kind of swimming around all day.
Yeah, but you'd be hunted.
No, if I come up. I mean,
Amy,
come up, but
Amy also, Amy also asks, "You think the government has aliens hidden somewhere?" I think we just talked about it. I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah, I think we. Yeah, I think they do.
I wish I feel like if you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have answered this question with less certainty. But, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Yes. I'm at that point in my life at 2023. Yeah. They've got him. They've got him somewhere. and their metals and whatever they want to call alloys.
Uh-huh.
Starting to think Valiant Thor might even be a thing, for God's sake, at this point.
I was about to say I think Valiant Thor is a thing.
I know that's me going way over the edge here. Maybe you're coming with me, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm there. I've been there. I've been waiting on you.
But could be a real thing at this point, and I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, no. I'm there with Valiant Thor, Bob Lazar, you know? Like, I'm that guy.
He turned out to be a little bit of a quack, but still.
Did he?
Yeah, a little bit.
How?
I forget the details.
Because they did that documentary, and his shop was raided by FBI. They were listening to everything he was saying, and they stole that shit that he stole from them, that he took from the Compound X or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. Hell, maybe my memory that he was a quack is part of the whole goddamn thing at this point. Who knows?
Yeah, man, they're tricking you. Don't believe it. In the words of Captain Kirk, don't believe them. Don't trust them.
And definitely cheat when you're playing video games to
what?
Maybe get in the good graces and get captainship.
Oh, that, yeah. It had the virtue of having never been tried.
It's fake it till you make it.
Kobayashi Maru.
That's the bitch, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got a voicemail from our good friend Effie Ophelders, and we are to listen to this together on air, as I understand it.
Hi guys, Effie here, your #1 fan apparently, as I understand from Dave that I am in fact the longest time listener that actually stuck around for all these years. And I'm unsure whether that's an honorable moniker or just makes me the stalker ex-girlfriend from college who still comments on every single one of your Facebook posts and calls your mom every week. Fret not, in actuality I do not have a Facebook anymore. I just wanted to congratulate you both on reaching yet another ridiculous milestone in this weird-ass medium and say how much I'm looking forward to experiencing the ups and many, many downs of being a DC fan along with you and your soothing voices to guide me through the darkness. The endless, all-devouring darkness. I think I'm speaking for all of us when I say I will greatly enjoy your joking around and deflecting in response to the incredible discomfort of being praised, so here goes. Dave, you're the greatest friend I've never been able to hug. You make me laugh more than you even know, and you have a kindness and warmth in you that I wish you would let yourself express more, and most of all, give to yourself for once. So, take that.
Listen to her, bitch.
Jason, you too are on this show. We should probably talk more often. But it's nice to have someone else make sure Dave isn't just talking to himself at night. By the time I will have done 700 episodes of Star Trek Universe with him, you two will probably have reached quintuple digits, and I will be an old widow woman. As for a question, we know Gunn and Safran have only revealed part of their Chapter 1 slate. Assuming they don't get fired before any of it comes to fruition, I would like to ask you guys which project you would expect or just love to see in addition to the announced ones to round out the overarching story insofar as we can make out what that might be. That being said, congratulations once again on the massive achievement of just not knowing when to fucking quit. Jeez. And I hope to talk to you again soon. Much love, Effie.
Wow. Some very nice things about me there. Thank you,
as there
Effie.
should be.
That's I honestly got a little choked up. Yeah, I don't like it, so we'll move on to the question.
As predicted. Well done, lady. And to answer a question, what you got?
With myself? Yeah,
you have to do it first.
I have to do it first. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Assuming they don't get fired, which projects would we expect to see coming out of Gods and Monsters? Is that what they're called? They're calling Chapter 1 for Gunn. I mean, I feel like Justice League Dark has got to be something, right?
That would be a huge favorite for me. What they've done with,
I mean, if
the books when they closed Justice League Dark here last year, in the actual books was Fucking fantastic. It was fucking Detective Chimp running that shit. You know how much fun that was, man?
Yeah. I want to see Detective
Goddamn
Chimp.
Bobo with Nightmaster's sword. That was amazing.
Yeah. Dude, I want to see Ragman.
Oh, fuck yeah. He was there.
Like, I was excited when they brought Ragman into Arrow season 4, and then he was like in like 2 or 3 episodes and he disappeared. He was just gone.
Fucking killed for a couple
Sons
episodes.
of
And they were like, oh, no, he's too powerful.
Awesome.
Too powerful, get him out.
If you don't know who Ragman is, he's a dude who runs around with like enchanted rags. Yeah. That he's covered in from head to toe in enchanted rags. And they basically act like Spawn's cape and do all sorts of shit. There's these rags just fly off and actually attack people.
I've never thought about it. How
so
similar
dope.
is the like, because all the rags are like scraps of I'm gonna say clothing, but they all attach to souls. How close is that to Katana's sword?
Hey, and there's our answer for 2 characters who have never been on screen together in live action.
Fuck things up.
Katana and Ragman. Shit. That is the project.
Knock it out.
Make it a triumvirate. Have Detective
Chimp.
Chimp
Red Tornado there to temper things.
Yeah. What was that?
Just Constantine sitting there in the corner. Fucking chain smoking.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. Shadow Pack, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, they're dope.
Oh, God. Let's just do like a Shadow Pack movie or series.
I had an idea before you started talking, and I'm done now.
I'm sorry.
Nope. All on board with yours. I really would love to see a Blue Devil. That was a proper one.
Oh, Blue Devil. Yeah, Blue Devil's great. Like, that was like that's the one thing I was really sad about with Swamp Thing being canceled unceremoniously.
They had a proper one for a second.
Freaking dude, they had a badass Blue Devil, and Ian Ziering from 90210 was him, and it worked really well for some reason.
Yeah,
and that was a lot of fun. There was some real promising stuff in that.
That was going to be fun
in that show.
Also, and just throwing this out there, anything in that capacity. I love how much it's used in animated form, but Gentleman Ghost.
I have an action figure.
Give me a roll.
Ghost.
Don't just show me Disney's Haunted Mansion, where they accidentally did Gentleman Ghost, complete with Joker doing the voice.
Yeah, they did.
Actually, not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. But just saying, there are parts here where I was like, no. I see what's happening here, or could happen here.
Yeah. They're slowly introducing characters that are very much like Disney on the whole is slowly introducing characters that are kind of like things from DC that people don't know about. So when DC actually does it in live action, everyone will be like, oh, you're just ripping off things from DC, I mean, from Disney and from Marvel. No, they had it first. I think... honestly, if I can get a little sentimental here, though, before we go to break, one of the best things about doing this show has, like I said before, has been the friends we have made.
Oh, without question.
Through it. And I think Effie might be my best friend that I've made through this show. So, Effie, thank you for the kind words and for sticking with us all these years. And you're an amazing friend.
I'm just trying to give you some space.
No, you're good. Mm-hmm. You're good. She's right. You guys should talk more. I am going to go to break. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. You want to hit a break real quick, and then we'll be back with more things, more emails, and yeah.
By break, I mean we're gonna stop recording. I'm gonna drive over to Dave's house and hug him for a little bit because
no.
I can't hug you. I'm confused.
I want to get done with the episode.
Okay, fine. So we finish recording, then I come hug you?
Meet me at the Whataburger. I got a free burger.
All right, fine. Break?
Hey, Dave here. Before we get back into the show, I would like to introduce you to a dear friend of mine, Dove.
Okay, welcome to the cult. Immediate prison.
A Twitch streamer who loves to play all sorts of games,
My wife just handed me a bomb.
and is willing to try out any new ones that catch their attention.
Oh my god, my child is awake. Hello, child. Oh! I threw the child in the air.
Even ones with jump scares.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That was 3 creepers! Oh my god, he's right there! Oh my god, he's right there!
The best part is, they share their journey with you.
I can't see. I'm trapped. Oh god!
Dove streams on Twitch Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Dovely, that's DOVELYY _, and you can find the link to their channel in the show notes of this podcast. And we are back. I've had time to wipe the piss from my dick and the tears from my eyes. Thanks, Effie. Why do you keep saying break like that?
I do promise I'm done now.
It's like one of the most obnoxious birds I've ever heard. Break? Oh,
That would be terrible.
All right, our next email, full disclosure, was 2 separate emails that I edited together for the sake of being cohesive, and then also some of one of them included Flash giveaway code conversation. But yeah. Also, they did give their full name in the email, but there's some kind of personal stuff. I'm not sure I want to give their full name. Derek, if you want your last name out there, let us know. It's okay. But Derek writes in and says, "Hey guys, how's it going? I've been listening to your show for about a year and I love it. I'm very busy, so I don't have time to search the internet for DC shows, and you guys cover it well. Thanks. I am going through chemotherapy right now, so I've had a number of things going on. Things are kind of in flux for me right now, so I'm just trying to stay positive. Believe it or not, listening to podcasts like yours helps." All right, let me just stop right now. I don't even know what to do with that. I thank you so much for saying that, and I'm so glad. Derek, honestly, sometimes, with as toxic as our fandom can be, and as messed up as Warner Brothers is, it feels like this show is just us running in circles, trying to put out fires or whatever and be rational to people. And
yeah,
it never occurred to me that our show could help someone who's going through a really tough time. And I'm so sorry that you're going through all this, man. And thoughts and prayers and all that,
Absolutely. If we can be a fraction of a distraction, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Happy to be there.
Derek continues, "Things are kind of in flux for me." Okay, no, sorry. As far as my DC fandom, it is relatively new. I'm 53 years old, so I am a child of the 80s, and during that time I collected only Marvel comics. It's not that I disliked DC, but my friends got me into comics and they were all Marvel fans, so that's what I collected. My favorite Marvel comics were Captain America, Daredevil, and Black Panther. So needless to say, I was a big Avengers fan. You say Captain America, Daredevil, and Black Panther, that just says those are the most DC characters of the Marvel pantheon. I always saw the DC movies starting back to Batman 1989. Matter of fact, I saw that 3 times in the theater because at that time I just got my driver's license and my first car.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it was fun. It was fun to be able to take off to the theaters and watch movies.
Yeah.
I started talking to guys at work who were younger than me and reading comics, and I thought maybe I should get back into it. With the ability to read comics on your phone, it is much easier than going to a comic store and buying individual copies, even though I appreciate guys who still do it the old school way like that. Even though I collected Marvel back in the day, I wanted to read about new characters, at least new to me. Of course, I know the general stories of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but beyond them, Green Lantern and Green Arrow, I really didn't know any other DC heroes. So I thought it would be very fun to start diving into a new universe. So back in 2020, I purchased the DC Infinite subscription and have been reading ever since. I love it. No regrets at all. I've been reading all of the main storylines, starting with, of course, Grant Morrison's Batman, and I'm slowly working my way through all of the crises, I guess it should be, or would be. However, I'm saying it wrong. Right now, I'm just finishing up Infinite Crisis, and when I do these readings, I read all of the crossover issues, no matter how small the character might be. So it has been great reading about Animal Man, Manhunter, Teen Titans, even though I'm not a big fan of them. But it has been interesting getting to know that group. Even I know that they're very popular. Adam Strange and the All-Star Squadron. Anyway, thanks for reading this long email. It is nice listening to your podcast and other DC-centric podcasts. I've truly fallen in love with this universe, and to me, Marvel takes second place. As far as the movies, I have to say that I really have loved or liked all of the DC movies. There really hasn't been a bad one to me. Maybe I'm not as critical as everyone else. To me, there are only very few movies that you can really say are bad. Are there movies that don't meet our expectations or are not as good as we think they could have been? Sure. But that doesn't make a movie bad. Only movies I can say that I really don't like are the ones that are too campy and too much slapstick. So for me, Deadpool is a no-go. I have not seen any Deadpool movies, and I won't. It's just too far off the rails for me. With my superhero movies, I just don't want that type of comedy. It doesn't have to be 100% serious, but they can't be in the total opposite direction. But I know people like that stuff. Quick aside, man, honestly, Deadpool gets really, sad and sentimental and serious at times. There's some really dope stuff in there. So I would say, dude, please reconsider.
I would still go
those
into
are some,
that, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, those are, and they're not really slapstick. They're more just violence.
It is slapstick about violence.
It's not. Kind of, but it's not I never watched the Deadpool movies and went, slapstick. You know what I mean? It was just oh man, this guy knows he's a freaking movie, and he's crazy enough or smart enough or opened enough, however you want to put it, to know that reality is constantly shifting around him. Anyway, Derek continues, I've been listening to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast for about 2 years, and I had no idea that you guys knew each other until a few episodes ago. So I thought that was kind of cool. Howdy. I knew both of you guys were in Alabama, but I did not know you actually knew each other, and I think grew up with one another. I'm not sure. Yes, Matt and I grew up together. We have been friends since we were 6. He is my oldest friend.
I resent it to this day.
Yeah.
Of the 17 people in Alabama, how could you have met him first?
He literally came to where I was. I don't know. Anyway, Derek says,
I did,
in your
by the
last
way, meet
episode,
Dave
you were
through Matt. So,
well, no, you didn't. Well, you did. You actually did. But yeah, that is true. I forgot about the time before we met. The time we met.
There was
before we
the
met.
time before that one crazy moment.
Yeah.
Before we truly met.
Yeah.
Makes it sound like we
I
made
feel like
out.
we're
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it sound like something really crazy happened, and all that really happened was
No, we didn't make out.
Jason,
there was some fingering involved, but short of that, it was.
But not with each other. Jason was working at a pizza place. Matt was working at a pizza place. They were getting slammed really late at night, and I came by to see Matt, and I had experience doing the pizzas, so I came in and helped.
We all met over my failed shift where I was getting my ass slammed.
Yeah, I washed up and started doing dough, slapping out dough for pizzas. So yeah, not nearly as interesting as I made it sound by not saying what it was.
We fed people that evening.
They got it. They got fed. Derek says, in your last episode, you were talking about collecting action figures, and I picked up a while ago that you're a big collector. Yeah, I am. That takes me back to my childhood, because back in the late 70s and 80s, it seems like that was the first explosion of collecting action figures or really playing with them. So I had a huge collection of Star Wars and later on the G.I. Joe action figures. I even had the G.I. Joe from the 70s, which was the taller 12-inch model. I believe it was 12 inches, anyway. Nice to know that action figures are still somewhat of a thing. Dude, they're bigger than they ever have been. It's crazy. The adult collector has taken over, though.
I pulled some out with my daughter last weekend. It was delightful.
Mm-hmm. And to wrap up, he says, as far as Blue Beetle, I know I will eventually see it, but unlike The Flash, which I had to see right away, I will see Blue Beetle eventually. I think because the Blue Beetle overall caters to children, or at least it can cater to children based on the character, they will do very well at selling toys, and there should be a good number of Halloween costumes of Blue Beetle as well. Hopefully this will be a nice jumping off point for the new DC. Talk to you soon. Take care. And he says he will continue to write in on a regular basis. but they won't be this long.
Please do, and take care.
Yeah, please do, and take care. And if they got to be long, I guess they got to be long, man. I mean, you've heard our show.
We're not afraid of
we
that.
just do whatever. We're not afraid of length or girth.
We don't have a hard out at any point.
But we often have a hard in. Oh.
You doing the Conan string thing? Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't blame you.
No. Well, it was more of like a tie straightening thing. But we were just talking. Actually, you know what? It wasn't Conan. It was we were just talking about. But it was kind of Conan related. We were talking about Jeff Goldblum doing the growling and the But it was Conan who was asking him to do it.
It was good.
Kieran Ridgway says, message from a person for your show that features two persons talking about the DC world about many persons. That's the title of the email. Hey, Dave and Jason. Hope you're doing well.
I love the circularity so far. Yep.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I have
Number
to
one.
plug in for that one. All right. I'm good.
Yeah. Number one. You have been cast as a DC villain. Which villain are you? And no, you can't be a codpiece. Why is this a question? Why is the thing about the codpiece in there? I don't want to be a codpiece. Have we ever talked about wanting to be a codpiece?
Trying to be a codpiece at some point. In the same vein as Argyle. And in all fairness, I think the codpiece would be a really good villain because you're going to sneak up on him.
Right. Oh, no, not a codpiece. You can't be codpiece. I forgot. There is a villain called Codpiece. There really is. And he's got a giant cannon for a dick.
Course.
Coming off, well, not for a dick, but it looks like a dick.
Giant phallic thing? Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry. You know what? Like, there was a part of me that was like, is this like a subtle clue that he's seen my Codpiece video?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I used to make, we used to make comedy videos. And I did Cal's Codpiece Emporium as if it was like a used car lot.
Selling all of them? Yeah.
I still like that. I still like that video. I mean, if I've been cast as a DC villain, I just feel bad for whoever's directing me because I suck at acting.
What's your heart's desire, though, there? Like, what if you were actually going to torture Batman, what flavor would you choose?
I feel like I either want to go one of two ways, and I'm going to go for the upper echelon. I either want to be the Joker or I want to be Lex Luthor.
Those are very different directions, though. So,
yeah, I know.
How would you pin that down?
I'm not sure I would play them differently, though.
I like that. I like that, though, a little bit. The same crazy energy.
I think I would. Yeah,
I actually
think there would be
swapping the
tweaks.
energy out of either. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love walking around going, Lex Luthor, greatest criminal mind of this or any other time, I just basically take Hackman's Luthor and turn him into Rush Limbaugh.
Literally what just happened. Yeah.
Mr. Smucker! I just
saw the fuzziness when I turned off the TV from 2 to 0.
As much as I enjoy that, but I think I would probably play Joker a little more detached than he generally is portrayed. I would just tweak the giggling psychosis, up a few notches. And then if I played Lex, I mean, let's be honest, Rosenbaum is the blueprint.
Oh, he did, a wonderful job.
So, but I think those are the two villains I would choose.
Yeah, I could deal with that.
I mean, I feel like you would be Kite Man.
Oh no, what's somebody in that vein? Not quite.
I could see you playing a Riddler.
Yeah, but that's too high. Too high.
That's too high?
Yeah. No, I feel like some Dr. Savant or some kind of shit would be more fun for me. Or alternatively,
that's interesting.
Any Doom Patrol villain where no matter what you do, it still makes sense.
Yeah. You know what? I can see you playing Desaad.
I kind of just do that at work.
Yeah, I know. It would have to be not Zack Snyder's Desaad. It would have to be like old Kirby Desaad where you're just like a dude with a hoodie on.
It would literally just be me with my regular voice saying what I normally do. That part would be a problem.
I don't know. That could be a lot of fun. You're just like, I don't know, trying to share memes with Granny Goodness and being kind of put out by having to deal with Darkseid's bullshit.
I get behind that. I also would kind of enjoy doing Mongol, but like as a guy who doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm in control of our world, but like a little bit of a hedonism bot vibe to it. Like kind of a bring Batman on. I guess we'll see how he does. Oh, is that Green Arrow? Interesting.
Now you're just making me think I want to see you do Calculator. Or the Clock King.
Just straight clockling. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the other night I I don't remember why, but I do remember why. I was making a DVD cover for my Batman animated series collection. Because it's time to get rid of the old cases. And I tried to type the Clock King, and instead I typed the Cock King, and wasted about 20 minutes just sitting there laughing at the Cock King. And remembering that his character is gay on Harley Quinn and with the Riddler.
Yeah.
And wondering if they've made that joke.
Him and Jim Rash? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, Jim Rash is so funny. Anyway. Kieran also asks, what character are you looking forward to the most in Creature Commandos? Alan Tudyk's Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah. That or Frankenstein.
Yeah, David Harbour. That's pretty good, too. Those are the two I'm looking forward to, yeah. But Tudyk came to mind first. Kieran says, you've been keeping me laughing and smiling whilst driving for a few years now, and I think I probably look absolutely maniacal whilst driving. Cheers for the great show, guys. Thank you, man.
If we made you actually laugh while you were alone, I cannot imagine a greater achievement.
I know. That's like, making a girl squirt or something.
Also that.
For normal people. For normal guys. It's that level of achievement. I don't give a shit about that, but I care deeply about making someone laugh while they're alone.
It is actually hard to laugh while you're just sitting there by yourself. So at any point, if that's happened, deeply gratifying. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
And thank you for telling me that.
Yes, thank you. Baxter writes in, says, I have recently been reading graphic novels after y'all were excited about the report of All-Star being the inspiration for Legacy. So far, I have read All-Star Kingdom Come, Long Halloween, and currently on Dark Victory. What should I read next? I am a Nightwing and Kyle Rayner fan. Also, I'll do my best to be your video game correspondent. Thanks, boys. Do what you can, man. Do what you can, Bax. Look, if you haven't read Frank Miller's Batman Year One, if you dug Long Halloween and Dark Victory, I think you got to read Year One. Anything by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. 0 Year comes to mind because you're talking about Long Halloween and Dark Victory. Also, because you mentioned those, I'm thinking Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's Hush.
Going forward though, if it's
Superman for All Seasons,
if it is Nightwing you're talking about, then look into the TPBs of Tom Taylor run right now.
Yeah, that's all good too. But you know what? With Nightwing, see if you can go back and look at the old Chuck Dixon stuff. See if you can go back and find the old what is his name? God, I can't remember the guy's name now. Scott McDaniel. The Scott McDaniel Chuck Dixon stuff from the 90s. That is some great Nightwing stuff. Pretty much the entire run of Nightwing was fantastic. From number one of that on, where he's fighting Blockbuster and in Bloodhaven, right when he moves to Bloodhaven. All of that is phenomenal.
It is crazy that a lot of the major runs on Nightwing recently have just been Blockbuster, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Tom Taylor run, I don't know how many Eisner Awards he won in the last couple of years, but dear God, that run is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King. Get that. Check that out.
I mean, some sidebars like Black Label stuff. Harleen or... oh, God. I feel like I should pick up some stuff. I haven't, but... God, I mean, I've already said Deceased. And just, my little quirk, DC vs. Vampires, is so much fun, too.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? If you like Nightwing, Baxter, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say you need to get all of the... you need to be reading all, like, just everything that they ever did of Birds of Prey. Just start at the beginning of Birds of Prey. Yeah. With Oracle and Black Canary. And then eventually it'll be Oracle and Black Canary and Huntress. And then that'll evolve into Black Canary, Huntress, Oracle, and Batgirl, the Cassandra Cain version of Batgirl. Yeah. Like, Gail Simone will write a bunch of that. Ed Benes will draw a bunch of that. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've read too much. We know too much. We can keep going.
I think we've spent thousands of dollars right now just talking.
Uh-huh, probably. Eli Hernandez says, congratulations, gentlemen. Here's to many more. I have a question. How come Batman doesn't dance anymore? Remember the Batusi? And with that question, he has a gif of Adam West on The Simpsons doing the Batusi, and I'm pretty sure why doesn't Batman dance anymore? Remember the Batusi is a quote from Adam West in that episode.
He sprained his foot.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, what was funny about that episode is they came out shortly after Batman 89 did that episode, and he says, why doesn't Batman dance anymore? Remember the Batusi? And I'm like, remember the Bat Dance by Prince? He does. Bat Dance. But you know what? I'm going to answer your question. Of course I remember the Batusi, Eli. In fact, I have an action figure that came in a special box that is a Batusi figure, and it looks like like an old 1960s television. And I will take a picture and post it on the website and send it to you, my friend. And it is a picture of, they specially made the hands so that Batman is doing the Batusi. And when you press the button, his fingers go back and forth over his eyes.
It's a work of art.
I have a Adam West Batman series of shelves now. It's growing.
Eli, I would say opposite question. He's specifically not danced on occasion because he was tired.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep thinking of the BTS scene about the, running him the coffee.
Oh yeah, from Justice League. Yeah, when the bad guy is trying to make him go to sleep.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. What is that? What is that guy's name? I can't remember
that part. I was hoping you would.
Nah,
I think this song is something like something in lollipops or whatever.
Oh, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow. Yeah. But no, I was trying to remember the villain. It was like Dr. Destiny. That's right. Dr. Destiny. I was like, villain, Justice League villain who kills them in dreams. Dr. Destiny. Ah, yeah. Man. Okay, to be fair, everybody just heard us like spat off like a whole bunch of damn comic book titles and shit and reference a bunch of really obscure characters. You can give it to me that I didn't remember Dr. Destiny. My God. JD McRae says, what are you most excited for in the new DCU, and what are some things you want to happen, i.e. characters, storylines, etc.? I think we've covered it. Honestly, JD, I am most excited for hopefully the DCU to be critically acclaimed. I'm hoping hard, but not too hard. I know it's not going to be. Nothing ever will be for DC unless there's a real turn against Marvel.
Even then, it just won't hit the same.
Yeah, it won't. But
it'll all be negging no matter how you do it.
Probably. Sadly. But I'm still looking forward to it. And something I want to happen, people to stop, or studios to stop caring, and people to stop caring about Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh God! If
that
I
would be
had
more valuable to me than any storyline.
I don't know what I would ask for. But impulsively, I might ask that Rotten Tomatoes just not be respected anymore.
Dude,
Or
I would
acknowledged
have
anymore.
like
That's a better word. Wish 2, apparently.
Yeah.
Because I clearly failed on Wish 1. Wish 3.
it would. Yeah.
I don't know what to wish for.
Here's the thing, though. If I had a genie, I don't even know if I would ever make the wishes because I would start constructing such a doctrine with so many caveats and so many hidden bonuses. It would be like writing a bill to be passed. Like, I've got like, well, okay, addendum, 5E.
Yeah.
At no point can the money that I receive be used to curse or harm me in any way.
I think that'd be the wise way to do that, though, is like write out a 52-page doctrine. And at the end of it, once you've thoroughly vetted it, say, I wish thus was thee. Like, make it so,
Yeah. It would be a deeply annoying document. Like the genie would have to get a lawyer.
I would love to see that, actually. Like, you read out something so deep that the genie, like, creeps out of the bottle on first wish just to sit down and say, sorry, hi, I'm Genie. What's your name? Dave. Okay, Dave. Hey, we should have a sit. I just, you know what, actually, if you could just give me a minute with the document, I would love to look over that, actually. If you know what, if you could just go over there. Just go over there.
Yeah.
Don't make me go over
in
there.
my head. It's like
you will go over there.
Yeah, in my head, it's it's like the genie pops out with a poof of smoke, and like, I am the all powerful genie. What is it that you wish? I'm like, that's.
How much time do you have there?
Give me a second. And then like it just fades, and like the genie is laying on the ground like a little kid in a supermarket. Like, what are you doing? I'm like over here writing, and he's like, oh my god, I'm tired. I'm hot. I want to go home. When are you gonna be done?
Well, then you're gonna waste one, because in your version you're like, I wish you would stop. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't think we've actually answered JD's question though. Characters, man, I'm good with everything, man. I really am. Like, I'm not like really like got it in my heart for something because I don't want to be disappointed, and I feel like if I'm gonna be if I convince myself like, oh man, I've got to see this, and then Gunn doesn't do that, I'm gonna be mad at whatever he does. So I just kind of don't want to go down that road. Like, I just want to enjoy what they have. But of course, I would like to see pretty much whatever they want to do. Like, I don't want to see redux of anything that Arrowverse did for real. Like, I don't want to see Invasion. I don't care about the Dominators.
I mean, not for real. The one thing that I would kind of like to see again is probably Doom Patrol in some capacity.
Yeah.
Short of that, and I don't know. At the very least, I'd just like to see it ended well. But I think that's my major concern in the transition is probably Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Yep. I just want a good contiguous universe. Like, I want a universe that is canonical with itself, and I don't mind a multiverse, but I just want a good story and good characters.
Yeah.
And I might get heat for saying it. I think Gunn is very, very well equipped to provide me with that.
Oh, most likely.
The Guardians movies are great.
Yeah, they really are.
Sorry. You can bitch about the humor all you want.
It's there for a reason.
It is there for a reason. Pud333 says, who is your most awesome listener, and why is it Pud333? Man, I don't know.
And yet here we are.
Yeah. Honestly, what I want to say is, like, dude, I love you, but Effie's kind of killing you at this point. Sorry. Like, did you hear that? I mean, shit. Like, look at how seriously she took this shit.
I get it.
And look at how seriously you took it, Pud. Yeah.
I get it. I'm also a huge fan of Pud, so.
You know what? I would be a terrible parent.
Oh, you have
just
favorites.
pitting my children against each other. Yeah. Yeah, Pud. Look at how seriously Effie took this question. You couldn't even be bothered. No. I love
With her
Pud.
finger
Pud
paint,
is one of the
she
most.
kept it all the way down the whole time. You clearly smudged the whole thing.
No, Pud is a lot of fun to talk to. I really enjoy talking to him on
Yeah, I
the
love that
Twitters,
fella.
and he is one of the most rational people, one of the most rational DC fans out there. If you know, he's not a James Gunn fan, but he's not attacking everybody who is interested in this new universe. He still listens to us, so that makes him awesome on the face of it. And
I mean, why are we here if that's
He
not a
doesn't-
thing?
Yeah. I mean, look, everybody's got slightly different opinions, and if you can be cool about that shit, that makes you awesome. And Pud is one of those. So I do enjoy his dude. I that's why I think Pud is the reason I stay on Twitter. Honestly, I think that's it. He's the only.
I mean, one of my favorite things to do, I haven't done enough.
No, you haven't. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Oh, I mean, what?
With him is intervene in the Kevin Sorbo atmosphere. But I've been slacking on that recently. I think I might have, but I'm not sure.
There's no reason to keep trolling Kevin Sorbo, man. He's clearly not okay. At this point, it's like kicking a crippled puppy.
I don't think he's okay.
No, and it's
And
just
yet
kind of
he's
sad now.
Competent
It's
enough to
like,
be not okay in a way that makes me hate him.
fair enough, but it's just sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got us a voicemail. We got us 2 voicemails, and we'll talk and we'll listen to those and call it. I think.
Sounds good.
You want to hit up? We got a new message from the Witter Woman. All right, I'm opening it.
Well, I want to tell you fellers that you surely are good, and I surely do like to listen to your show there, and y'all are a big comfort to a old Witter Woman in the holler. I tell you that and corn squeezings, a little bit of corn squeezings get you by, but having a good show to listen to about all them DCs on my screen, whatever that is. Whatever that is, I don't know, but I surely do like to hear it. Thank you, feller.
All right, so that lady is dying.
Yeah, it feels
Clearly
it
dying,
feels like
and-
Witter Woman has a cold.
And by DC on screen, I think she means like the back of her bedpan has a magnet, an advertising magnet of ours. And thankfully, she keeps seeing it over and over again.
Yeah, she's just calling it about. She's trying
It's
to
bad.
complain.
It's bad. Like we're about to have to
really-
go up there and execute her will.
It's a treacherous trek through the mountains. All right. Let's listen to this last voicemail from Total.
Hell, damn it. Okay. This am Total, the Total. And him have been a long time listener. Probably since before even the show was on. And Total have been lurking in the shadows. And am a huge DC fan. And Total thinks that,
Total.
well,
What is happening?
help!
What are you doing?
Total in making a thing for a podcast.
What?
Total in recording audio. Total in a producer.
No, you're not. You're not a producer.
Me no geese.
Do you even know what a podcast is, Total?
Yes. Total
What is
do
it?
know.
What is
It am like when it am like when stop. Help. It am like when
Can't produce anything, can you?
geese.
Good job.
It am like when a person am fishing.
What?
They cast
No.
their line
I don't. This doesn't
and-
sound right.
but it is for people in pods, like on Love and Blind. and people are like, like nipping it with their mouths.
I don't think this is.
And
No.
but it's for their ears.
How?
Help!
Oh my gosh.
And Toto am talking to a show right now.
What show?
DC On Screen.
Okay.
Cause they have done 700 episodes, and Toto have been lurking in the background of all of them. Just hello.
Well, I know you know what lurking is, buddy.
Help. He's a mean.
I'm not mean. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I walk in here and just find you like fiddling with all this stuff.
It am called production. But Toto thinks that Dave and Jason have been an inspiration to Tut, and Toto may start him own podcast.
Please don't.
And we'll talk about the news of the day and probably some kind of Trump or
No.
and then probably will be like Rogan and talk about
Again,
taking drugs, please.
Nope.
Toto wants to try the drugs and talk to the crystal creatures, and Toto probably talk about aliens some shit.
Whatever, buddy.
Help.
I'm gonna leave you to it. This is weird.
Keep some DC on your screen, help!
Back east.
Bye, Tuttle. All right. Well, I don't know what to say after that. Thank you, Winter Woman. Thank you, Tuttle. Thank you, Jason,
I was here too.
for doing 700 episodes with me.
It's been a weird amount of time.
Yep. What is it? 8.5 years now? 7.5? I don't even know now. 8.5. It has, well, not quite a half. 8 years since May.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is a weird milestone. Like, if we were Mark Maron, we would be talking to Louis C.K. right
Yeah,
now.
probably.
Because that's who we talked to on the 700th episode.
That thing.
Yep. That's the first one I ever listened to. I was like, oh, 700.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, it's been a joy and an honor to do this show with another semi-rational person. And
You keep that semi in there, sir.
I am. I'm keeping it semi because I don't think either one of us are completely rational. We got our times. Who is, though? Thank everyone out there for listening. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad that you get it.
I'll buckle the seat over. I appreciate the same. The fact that we've been here this long and met some people is, honest to God, what are you here for? Other than that,
What's the Kurt Vonnegut line? We're here to fart around and
yeah, that thing.
nothing else. Something like that. Don't let anyone tell you different.
The fact that we've met a couple people and actually have relationships that I find dear to me are fuck everything. That's what matters.
It is what matters. So thanks everybody for listening. Thank you patrons, and I don't know. Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
Goddamn right.
Hey, thanks for listening to DC On Screen. Our theme song is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford of Galactic Engineers. The incidental music is by Michael Shackelford and Kevin MacLeod. You can rate the show on Spotify or rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Doing that really helps push our show to new listeners, so your help would be much appreciated. You can also contact the show at DC On Screen on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at dconscreen@gmail.com. To become a patron and get ad-free episodes and exclusive content, go to patreon.com/DCOnScreen. Your reviews and feedback may end up on a future episode of DC On Screen. DC On Screen is a production of Maladjusted.tv in association with Stranded Panda. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever damn platform you use.